My fiancé said, "We can fix this." I replied, "I am not marrying you." Then I emailed every guest, canceled the venue, moved into my brother's spare room and let her sue because she had no idea the judge would tear her case apart. Original post, I am 31. My now ex-fiancée, Clara, is 29. We were together just over 4 years. No kids. We live in a mid-sized city. I work as an analyst for a manufacturing company. She works in event planning, which meant she cared a lot about details and appearances. We got engaged last year. Simple dinner. I proposed with a ring I could afford. She cried, said yes, and then her planner brain turned on. Within a week, we had a shared email, a wedding spreadsheet, and a folder with vendor contracts. The date was set for 2 weeks from now. Most of the stress was about the wedding, not us. At least that is what I told myself. She worried about flowers, seating charts, hashtags. I worried about paying deposits on time. We argued a little, but nothing major, or I thought so. Her bachelorette trip was a long weekend in a beach town 2 hours away, 6 women. Airbnb with a rooftop deck, matching shirts. She sent me photos when they got there, drinks, sand, stupid poses, normal. Before she left, I joked once. "No strippers," I said. She rolled her eyes. "We are not 21, she said. "It is just spa stuff and cocktails." Stop watching trash clips online. The first 2 nights were quiet, a few texts, a couple of photos, one short call before she went out. On the 3rd night, everything changed. At 2:37 in the morning, my phone buzzed on the nightstand. I woke up slow. Screen brightness hit my eyes. 3 messages from Clara, all in a row. I messed up. "I am so sorry. I slept with someone. It did not mean anything. Please do not hate me." My brain stayed weirdly calm. I read them twice. The typing bubble popped up again, then vanished. Another message came through. "Forget that. I am drunk. We will talk when I am home." I stared at the screen. I felt my heart rate go up, but my thoughts were flat. Like someone had put everything on mute. I typed back one line. "Okay, we will talk when you are back." She started calling. I let it ring out. Then I turned the phone face down and sat on the edge of the bed. The house was quiet. Her dress was hanging in the spare room. Our joint checklist was still open on my laptop in the office. After a few minutes, I picked the phone up again. I took screenshots of the messages. I emailed them to my work account. Habit from working with audits: never keep one copy of anything. At 8 in the morning, she texted like nothing had happened. "Beach time. Phone dying. Love you." No mention of the night, no mention of the messages. Later that day, she sent a selfie at brunch with a mimosa. One small thing stuck out. We have a shared credit card for travel. I get alerts for any charge over a set amount. That afternoon, I saw an Uber charge from a downtown bar to a hotel across town. The name on the hotel was not the Airbnb. Timestamp was 1:54 a.m. I checked the Airbnb link. It was on the other side of the bay. The hotel was near the club strip. Her text about sleeping with someone came 40 minutes after that ride. I did not call her. I did not text. I saved the receipt and emailed that to myself too. When she came home the next day, she acted normal. Tired, a little hungover. She kissed me in the kitchen. I kissed her back. I said nothing. That night she fell asleep early. I lay awake and stared at the ceiling. The wedding was in 14 days. Guests had booked flights. My parents had sent money to help. Her family had paid for the band. Every part of my life was moving toward that day. I could not marry someone who cheated on a bachelorette trip. I also could not forget what she had told me in those messages. So I started with something simple. I got out of bed, went to the office, and turned on the computer. I logged into the shared wedding email and exported the full guest list, vendor contacts, and contracts to my own drive. Then I sat back and looked at the screen. I knew what my first move was going to be. Update 1: 2 mornings later, I woke up before my alarm. The decision felt like a switch had flipped. No more thinking in circles. I had a plan. I made coffee, sat at the kitchen table, opened the wedding email account. The guest list sat there in a draft, names, addresses, and RSVPs. I opened a new email and stared at the blank space. Subject line, Wedding of Clara and cancelled. The body took time. I wrote it like I would write a report at work. Dear friends and family, the wedding planned for is cancelled. This is not due to cold feet or scheduling. It is because Clara engaged in sexual activity with another person during her bachelorette weekend. I will not be answering questions or discussing details further. I ask that you cancel any travel arrangements you can. I am sorry for the disruption to your plans. Thank you for understanding. I read it 3 times. No insults, no extra color, just the reason and a clear statement. I attached nothing. I did not mention the hotel, the messages, or the Uber charge. I put all guests in BCC. I sent a copy to my personal account, then I clicked send. My hands shook a little afterward. Not from doubt, from adrenaline. The bar had been crossed. There was no way back. Then I called the venue. We had a clause about cancellation. I told the coordinator we would not be moving forward. She sounded sad but professional. Some of the money was gone. Some could be used as a credit later. I noted the amounts and asked her to email confirmation. By the time I finished that call, my phone was buzzing. A text from my brother. Is this real? Then my mom. Call me. Then one from Clara. What is this email? What did you do? I did not respond. I drove home from work early instead. She was in the living room when I walked in. Laptop open, seating chart on the screen. Her face was white. Her eyes were red. What did you send? She asked. Her voice was thin. I put my bag down. The truth, I said. You told everyone I cheated, she said. Do you know what that looks like? You made me look like some monster. I pulled my phone out, opened the screenshot of her messages, turned the screen toward her. You texted me that you slept with someone, I said. You took an Uber from a bar to a hotel that was not the Airbnb. You told me you messed up. You were not being vague. She shook her head fast. I was drunk. I did not mean it like that. We just went to a friend's room. It was nothing. I was being dramatic. Who is we? I asked. Silence. Clara, she swallowed. One of the guys from the club, she said. We kissed. I got scared. I went back. That is all. I just felt guilty and typed too much. Your exact words were I slept with someone, I said. Not I kissed someone. It felt like more, she said. Emotionally, I do not know. Please, we can fix this. You are blowing up our lives over one mistake. I looked at her. I thought about all the small choices between walking into that hotel room and sending that message. All the lines she had stepped over before she ever typed it. I am not marrying you, I said. My voice came out calm. The wedding is cancelled. You have known that for the last 2 days. You just did not hear it yet. She started to cry, loud, sharp sobs. She reached for my arm. I stepped back. Where am I supposed to go? She said. What am I supposed to tell my parents, my job, everyone? You can tell them whatever you want, I said. I already told them why I will not be there. I picked up my bag. I had already packed a suitcase in the car that morning. I walked to the door. You have until the end of the month to move your things, I said. We can talk about the ring and the deposits through email. Then I left her sitting there with her laptop open and her phone buzzing on the coffee table. Update 2. The next week felt like living inside a storm, but I stayed in the quiet center of it. I moved into my brother's spare room. I went to work. I turned my phone on silent during the day. When I checked it, there were dozens of messages. Some were simple. Thinking of you. Others were more pointed. From her mother, you humiliated my daughter. She made a mistake. You are cruel. From her father, you have defamed Clara to 100 people over something you do not understand. Expect to hear from a lawyer. They called my parents too, said I was unstable, said I had slandered their child with false claims. My mother told them one thing. He has your daughter's words in writing, she said. Do not call here again unless you are calm. Clara sent long messages. I am getting panic attacks. I cannot show my face at work. You have ruined everything. None of them said she had not done it. Every message focused on what I had done by telling people. Her side of the story hit social media within days. One of her cousins posted a vague status about grooms who weaponize mental health and lies to punish women. Another post said the wedding was canceled because I was controlling and had anger issues. I did not reply. I took screenshots. I sent them to a folder called Clara Evidence on my drive. My brother is friends with a lawyer. We met at his office the week after I sent the email. I laid out everything, the screenshots, the Uber charge, copies of the vendor contracts, the social media posts. He read in silence for a long time. Here is the thing, he said finally. They might try to sue you. People like to scream about defamation when someone tells the truth in public, but truth is a defense. You have her admission in writing. You have supporting facts. What about emotional distress? I asked. Anyone can claim they are distressed, he said. That does not mean you owe them money. You did not call her names. You did not exaggerate. You stated a fact and an action you took because of it. If they file, we respond. We can also file counterclaims based on these posts where they say you are dangerous and unstable. A week later, a thick envelope showed up at my brother's place. Civil suit. Clara and her parents were listed as plaintiffs. They wanted money for reputational harm and lost deposits due to my deliberately false email. My lawyer smiled when he read it. They are hoping you cave, he said. We will not. We filed a response, attached the screenshots, attached the receipts, attached a simple statement defendant's email was true. We also filed a counterclaim for defamation based on the posts saying I was abusive and mentally unstable. We asked for legal fees. While this moved forward, real life kept going. The guy from the hotel turned out to be a friend of the maid of honor's boyfriend. He had a girlfriend. She saw the cancellation email through a mutual guest. Then she saw a photo from the bachelorette trip where his arm was around Clara in a bar. She messaged me once. "Thank you for telling the truth," she wrote. "I thought I was going crazy." He told me it was just a wild night with the guys. A month later, I heard they had broken up. A coworker of his told my brother he had been moved off a client account because HR did not like the mess. Office gossip spreads fast. Clara's life shrank. She stopped showing up in big group photos. Her bridesmaids shifted back to posting brunch shots without her. I know because people sent them to me at first. Then I told them to stop. I did not need updates. What I did need was my house back and my money separated. Through the lawyer, we settled the practical pieces. The ring went back to me. It had been in her parents' safe. I gave up my share of the band deposit her family had put down. She took her furniture. I kept the house and refinanced into my name only. We signed papers for each item with signatures and dates. In mediation, she tried one more angle. "You did not have to tell everyone," she said. "You could have just said we grew apart." I looked at her across the table. "You did not have to sleep with someone at your bachelorette," I said. "Yet here we are." By the time our court date came around for the suit, even her lawyer looked tired. Under oath, Clara admitted she had texted me those words, admitted the Uber ride, admitted she had gone to the hotel room with him. Her lawyer tried to spin it as emotional cheating only. The judge asked one question. "Did you or did you not write to him that you slept with someone during your bachelorette weekend?" "Yes," she said. The suit did not survive long after that. They dropped their claims in exchange for me dropping the counterclaim. We agreed to pay our own legal fees on paper. Off paper, her parents mailed my lawyer a check for part of my costs. It came with no note. For the first time in weeks, I felt like I could breathe. Update 3, about 3 months after the case ended, Clara asked to meet. She sent a short message. "I know you have no reason to ever talk to me again. I need to say something in person. One time, public place, please. I sat with it for a day. Curiosity won out over avoidance. 30 minutes, I wrote back. Coffee shop near my office, middle table, no talk about changing what already happened. When I walked in, she was already there. She looked smaller, not in size, in presence, shoulders rounded, hair in a plain tie instead of the styled look she used to care about. "Hi," she said. "Hi," I said. There was a long pause, cups clinked around us. People talked about normal things. "I wanted to say I am sorry," she said. "Not the way I said it before. I was selfish. I was scared. I tried to make you the villain so I did not have to look at what I did. That was wrong." I nodded. "Okay," I said. "I lost a lot," she said. "Friends, work stuff. My parents still think you overreacted, but even they do not say it as loud now. I know I did this. I wake up at night thinking about it." I listened. I did not jump in. She kept talking. "I thought maybe someday we could try again," she said finally. "Not now, I know that, but maybe one day. I am in therapy. I am not drinking for a while. I am trying." I let the words sit on the table between us. "No," I said, her eyes filled with tears. "Just like that," she said. "Yes," I said, "just like that." I took a breath. "I do not hate you," I said. "I do not wish you harm. I also do not trust you. I do not see a version of my life where I stand in front of people and promise you forever after what you chose to do right before our wedding." She wiped her face. "So that is it," she said. "That has been it since the night you sent that message," I said. "This meeting changes nothing. It just lets you say what you needed to say." We finished our drinks in silence. When we stood, she reached out like she might hug me. I stepped back half an inch. She let her hand drop. "Take care of yourself, Clara," I said. "You too," she said. I walked out into the parking lot. The air felt cool and sharp. I did not look back. Final update: it has been 9 months since the canceled wedding. The house is mine again. Her furniture is gone. The guest room where her dress once hung now has a pull-up bar and a cheap desk. I go to work. I go to the gym. I see friends. Life is not exciting, but it is steady. People talk less about what happened now. At first, every family gathering had someone whispering in the corner. Every friend meetup started with, "So, have you heard about Clara?" Now it comes up only when someone new finds out I was almost married. I hear bits and pieces anyway. She moved into a small apartment closer to her job. She changed departments. Her social media is quieter. No ring shots. No elaborate brunch tables. More quotes about healing and growth. I do not follow her. My cousin sends me one now and then. I do not open them. The guy from the hotel is long gone from her life. Last I heard, he moved to another city. His ex blocked them both. Good for her. There is no grand collapse on her side. No total ruin. Just a smaller, harder life than the one she almost had. That feels right. Actions have weight. They land somewhere. The court case is closed. The file sits in a drawer with my copy of the canceled venue contract and the check stub from my lawyer. Sometimes I think about how much money went into a day that never happened. Then I think about what it would have cost to marry her. The math still comes out in my favor. My 6-year-old niece asked me a question a few weeks ago. We were at my parents' house. She found the photo book from our engagement shoot on a shelf. "Who is this lady you are hugging?" she said. "That was someone I was going to marry," I said. "Why did you not marry her?" she asked. "She made a choice that hurt me," I said. "So we decided not to be together." That is all. She nodded, like that made sense, then went back to looking at the pictures of the park and the bridge. After she went to bed, my mom asked if I wanted her to put the book in a box in the attic. I told her she could do whatever she wanted. I did not care. Later that night, back at my own place, I opened my email. The folder with the screenshots from that night was still there. For a long time it felt like armor, proof that I was not crazy, proof I had not burned my life down on a guess. I clicked it open once more. Read the lines. "I messed up. I am so sorry. I slept with someone." I hovered over the delete button. My heart did not race. My hands did not shake. It felt like taking out old trash. Then I deleted the folder and shut the laptop. That was the last piece of that night I was still carrying.